Look, man. Look, y'all. Understand where I'm coming from. First impressions, right? All right, listen. First impressions. This ain't an upgrade. This is Vega from the new Street Fighter reboot. People, we got some. We got a first look for Vega, or first look of Vega and Chun-Li. Vega is played by Orville Peck, and I'll get to him in a second. Chun-Li is played by Kalina Liang. First impressions. This is this. Listen. The the more, with the exception of like Noah Centineo, it's a better looking Ken. Performance wise, we'll have to wait and see. Fight sequence wise, we'll have to wait and see. I feel like it can't get any worse than that dude from the first movie. That was not Ken. I don't care. But this, man, it makes me appreciate the original Vega even more. I never hated the guy that played Vega, or his portrayal for that matter. I think he had the look for Vega. I think he had the physicality for Vega. He doesn't get a lot of lines, and he only gets like one fight sequence with Ryu. They kind of are about to throw hands at the prison, in the prison yard at one point, but they don't get a chance to. They fight at the end of the movie. It's not an amazing fight, man. So the look and the physicality aside, um, he didn't get a lot to do as Vega. My man from Black Eyed Peas played Vega in the Legend of Chun-Li. That shit was, what a missed opportunity for them to have a really great choreographed, epic, brutal fight sequence with Chun-Li and Vega in that alleyway. Kind of like how they did in the animated movie with Vega and Chun-Li. They fumbled that shit for sure. I also want to say I did like Ming-Na Wen as Chun-Li in the original movie. I loved her as Chun-Li. Not a fan of Kristen Krug as Chun-Li at all, but like my pick for Chun-Li this time around would have been Anna Sawai from Fast 9, but we got Kalina Liang here. She doesn't like jury's still out on her. But this, it just looked like somebody just walked on set. Like they crept on set. They went in hair and makeup and wardrobe and all of that shit. They snatched the wig off and just put that shit on and was like, yo, real quick, just grab like a little purple marker and just put a snake on my chest, real quick, put a snake on my chest. And the fucking the person's just like, wait, I could get fired if I do it. He's just like, yo, just put the snake, just draw a snake on my chest, real quick, just do it, it's okay. And he's just like, yo, let's take a picture. It just looks like a guy just wandered on set. Like, I don't know. Now, this could be amazing live action. Now, granted, listen, we haven't seen a trailer. We haven't seen any B-roll footage. I promise y'all, I'm going to give this movie the benefit of the doubt. I am, man. I am, because the casting's so weird. Every bit of behind the scenes photos we see where characters are revealed, it's been a little strange. Cody Rhodes is Guile, and okay, you got the haircut down. We saw him in shadow. You got the haircut down. You had some army fatigue pants on, but that's it. You only see his shadow. We saw Ken. I'm just like, all right, looks better than the Ken we got the first time around. Who I'm really waiting to see. 50 Cent as Balrog, Jason Momoa as Blanca, and this actor I'm looking at on IMDb, whose name I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce because that's going to take up the whole time frame that we got left here. But my man that's playing Dowsum, I think Dowsum is a character they have to get right this time around. But this man, I don't know, man. He just looks goofy. Like, he looks goofy as shit, man. Now, I don't know if this is Orville Peck's mask that he wears when he performs because he's some type of musical artist. Like, I've never heard of the guy. And shout out to my boy Zuko, man, because he put me D to the fact that this guy is some type of artist and he's known for wearing a mask. So I guess the producers are just like, oh, who's that musical act that wears a mask? He can play Vega. Fuck it. But come on, man. Like, listen, Vega could be a standout of the trailer the first time we get it, man. It's going to be a little minute before we get a trailer, but like, if you look like this, man, like come on, man, you better make up for it performance wise and fight sequence wise. I want to see Vega on that cage. Y'all know how he did that little cage move and then he screams and jumps the fuck off. That was almost like one of the most unavoidable moves in Street Fighter. I want to say like Street Fighter 2 history, man. That Vega used to kick my ass every time you go to Spain and you do that cage match with him. When he climbs up that cage, yeah. But let me see that, man. Like, come on, man. Like come on, man. I feel like sometimes I just want to shut the fuck up. Like, I really do, because I don't want to become the very type of person that pisses me off on social media. And those are the people that just can't be satisfied with anything. They gotta complain about everything. They gotta pick apart everything and see the bad in everything. You know, they didn't have to give us a Street Fighter reboot, but I don't want to be that person. But then on the flip side of that coin, I don't want to stay quiet and just accept everything, man. I say this all the time, whether it's Street Fighter, whether it's Mortal Kombat, whether it's Fast Furious, Halloween, Friday, it doesn't matter. I'm a fan. I'm not a fanboy, so I feel like I got to vent my, my feelings, frustrations, my raves, whatever the case may be, where need be. And this Vega, bruh, I hope this works, man. I'm hoping that we can look back on this and be like, yo, man, y'all remember when we just kept laughing at the set photos and making fun of the casting and talking about how this was going to be one of the worst video game adaptations ever? I hope we can look back on those types of comments and those types of moments and really be like, yo, we were wrong about Street Fighter, man. It's one of the best. This ain't going to be better than, it does not, well, we need a trailer, but a Street Fighter movie for me, it ain't going to be better than a Mortal Kombat movie. I don't care how bad you get. I really don't. It's not going to be. It's not going to fuck with Mortal Kombat. I think the only thing that could really, video game adaptation wise, live action, the only fighting property for me that I think can really almost measure up to Mortal Kombat, not quite, but almost get there, is maybe something like Killer Instinct, something that's like almost as equally violent as Mortal Kombat, man. But Street Fighter's up there with shit. Like I'm not a big Tekken fan, but as far as like, it's not the focal point isn't really the violence in games like Tekken or even Soul Calibur for that matter, man, or Fatal Fury. The gore and the violence and the blood is not the focal point. It's more so the fighting and the characters and just like how much of a fun beat 'em up it could be. But Vega, I want you to be great, and I really hope. I'm hoping, man. I'm praying. I am.